Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
It's a double episode week of Bengals on the Brain presented by First Star Logistics as it's bye week. It's self-reflection week, and we'll do that not only in this episode, which if you missed our offensive film review from Tuesday, make sure you go back and check that out because I think it shows a lot, not just the failures at the end, obviously, but it shows a lot of what's going on the offense, from offensive line breakdowns to each individual player making a mistake at a different time, to Burrow playing outside of structure and playing so well, to Jamar Chase and the double coverage he's seeing. T. Higgins is playing great. Chase Brown's playing great. The offensive side of the film review was equally frustrating as it is. Man, these guys are really entertaining right now, and it stinks that they're not winning. The defensive side, and today's episode will be a defensive talk as we have a Tuesday episode as well. No game this weekend. The Tuesday episode will focus on self-reflecting and where are they at the bye week. So this one's defensive. We did offensive. This one's going to be more. We haven't had a defensive review in a couple weeks now, so it's going to be more the last month and thinking of the last month and then looking at a couple players that I feel are important to the future, and we need to know what they are as we're going forward because we are. If they keep losing, we can't help it but to have one eye on the future and look at some of these guys that are free agents and do you bring them back and can you have them as part of the team and what does this defense need to look like in the future? I think some of it is looking at this game against the Chargers as well as thinking about over the last month or so and what they tried to do coming into this year. So I'm going to start with first the Chargers game. I thought they had a really poor game plan, and this is important because it's reflective of much of their thoughts on the season. Number one, they start off in the first half of that Chargers game wanting to be heavy and combat the Chargers' heavy personnel, their run game. That's what the Chargers will do. But when you have that and you also have a very good quarterback that's playing very, very well, it makes it hard to say, okay, we're going to go out there in our 3-4 defense without a true nose tackle. So you're not stopping the run still. Even though I thought they were fine in that area, it's tough because there's some plays here we'll see as we're going to watch Kris Jenkins and McKinnley Jackson here when I'm done speaking. When you're asking rookies to play pivotal roles in a heavy run defending defense, if they're breaking down, especially right next to each other, it creates an issue. And you're trying to overcompensate by bringing an extra safety in the box. Now you're leaving one safety in single high, and he's not a great athlete, and now he's getting exposed. And then your corner on the outside, Cam Taylor-Britt, who I thought we should just do an episode on Cam Taylor-Britt, but to be honest with you, it's depressing to watch. That I don't think we should even do it. We'll talk about him for a second, but watching it was, how did this happen? So let me finish with what I thought. So they wanted to go heavy, and Herbert picked them apart. You want to play man coverage and go heavy, and you don't have the athletes on the field to stop me from running for 40 yards on a second and 15 or whatever it was, the first one, and then ran again later. Just did not work. And the second half, what did they do? What were the changes? They went light. They brought Mike Hilton back out. They went nickel defense, which is where they've always been stronger. So I hate the days. At times, there were times where the 3-4 defense worked really well. When you've got a free safety like Jesse Bates and a nose tackle like DJ Reader, you can run 3-4 and bring guys up front and try to control each gap that way because you can cover it on the back half and because you got a guy in the middle that can eat up two gaps, if not sometimes three because of the way he's playing, or three techniques at the very least. And they don't have that right now. So it's tough to be out there and watching Sam Hubbard, who is spent. This is turning into let's air our grievances on the defense, but also evaluate every single position. Sam Hubbard is done. I thought he was getting better, and he was. It's interesting because I think Murphy being injured, Osai not being, the first month Osai, I'm like, he's playing, but he's not really doing anything. And the last month, Osai's looked really good. Miles Murphy has flashed at some points. And Hubbard has plateaued, and that level he's playing at is not good enough, especially when you need an athlete at that position to track down some of these plays and make some of these plays, and he's just not that anymore. So now you're ending up in a situation where think of the one touchdown to Quentin Johnston where Maybe we'll just pull it up real fast. Yeah, let's do that. So here's the play right here, and the Bengals are in a 4-3 defense. So they've already started to make their adjustments. But what I want you to watch is first we're going to watch Sam Hubbard. We're also going to watch Trey Hendrickson. First viewing, okay? Right over the nose is Kris Jenkins, and also inside over the A gap is BJ Hill. But keep your eyes on the defensive ends here. First, as the play develops here, we're going to bring a guy in motion, play action. So the play action is going to put that fullback, big dude, 44. I don't even know what position he is, but he's their Ricard, right? They're Patrick Ricard over in Baltimore, but Harbaugh brought that over to his Chargers team. The other Harbaugh, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, he's going to block Sam Hubbard. And if you can't get around this guy, we've got a major, major issue. We only got 3 guys going in routes here. It's not crazy. There's nothing going, but you got 3 guys with these defensive tackles, okay? 3 offensive linemen to block your 2 defensive tackles. You see it already. I'm getting to it. 1 guy who is not an NFL level offensive lineman, clearly, but is playing a different position. And then 3 guys on Trey Hendrickson. This is the Bengals defense in a nutshell. Why aren't they winning more often? They've got 1 star player. That's it. Your star players are what win and lose you games. And I know it's a team sport, but who are you on offense, right? Who's winning the games? Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and we're approaching Chase Brown in that era, in that category. On defense, who's winning the games for you? Trey Hendrickson. Sometimes BJ Hill makes a play. Sometimes Logan Wilson. We haven't had the big plays this year. That's it. What do you expect on defense when this is happening? Triple coverage. Now, let's get to the communication part. Lou Anarumo says Geno Stone had his best day. And you see him communicating and talking right here. I didn't see his best day on tape when I watched. It must have been communication. It must have been that because we can't see it on tape, because largely he's still just a single high safety. The Ravens played a lot of 2 high safety when Geno Stone was really good. But still, the Bengals are using him as a single high safety, which I thought he could do too. So I wanted Geno Stone as well this offseason. But what are they playing? What are the Bengals playing? It's a cover 3, okay? And this is what got them beat quite a few times. When you don't believe the other team can really throw the ball and beat you, you go to cover 3. You keep extra guys in the box. You got all these guys down here to help you. But when you've got 3 guys here, and what are the Chargers doing? They basically got crossing routes. Okay, we're going to send this guy here. We're going to send this guy here. We're going to send this guy here. We are trying to see, can we confuse 1 guy on defense? If we can confuse 1 player on defense, we'll find him. We'll get open because we're blocking Trey Hendrickson with 3 guys. So we've got the time. We just need 1 of your guys to make a mistake. We'll enter Cam Taylor Britt. As you see, Geno Stone is pointing this way, right? He's pointing that way because he's telling Cam, you've got this guy. And look where DJ Turner's eyes are. They're inside, right? Because who is DJ Turner going to take? DJ Turner's going to take number 5, Palmer, I believe, coming this way. And Johnston is coming this way. So Turner's bicycling and going to go with him. He's staying in the middle to decide on, which way he can read the quarterback's eyes. He's basically directly down. Geno Stone's directly down with Justin Herbert. And we need Cam Taylor Britt to stay home and stay in his area over here to pick up Johnson. And if you do that, everything would be fine, because look underneath. You'd be picking these guys up, right? You'd be fine. You'd be fine. You're all picking. There'd be no other options. Everyone would have their job done. You all know what happens, right? Cam runs with him. He runs with him. Johnson does a good job entering up here where there's no one left, where everyone's vacated, where we're going with the quarterback. Again, what I say, he's even with the quarterback, right? Geno Stone. We're sitting on this. We're jumping this. Cam, stay in your spot. What are you doing? This is the play he gets benched on. They finally had enough here and said, all right, you clearly are just going rogue out there, giving us a wide open touchdown. Should not happen. Again, I saw people blame Geno Stone, and I'm like, it's not Geno Stone there. It's not what's going on. Back to our eyes to the front here. Sam Hubbard just trying to look at him. He's, I'm just going to keep the quarterback in the pocket here. How about you make a play and go get the guy? I'm on blue still. Go make a play and get the guy. Hendrickson's trying. You think he's trying to contain? We're dancing here. We're getting double teamed and getting thrown around here. Look at this pocket. You let me know last time Joe Burrow was at a pocket like this on play action or anything. Can we get near the quarterback? This is why I can't have Hubbard out here. I need an athlete. I'd rather have chaos out here. I'd rather have Joseph Osai. At least he'd run 100 miles an hour and try and get in there. Or Miles Murphy, who runs 100 miles an hour without trying. And I don't mean that he doesn't try. I mean, he's just naturally gifted athletic and would just try and do something, I think, anything to try and get in there and cause some chaos. Instead, we're just standing around. Look at this wall over here. You would think the line of scrimmage, if I didn't know, if I just zoomed in here, if the lines were switched, you would think this is the line of scrimmage. Everyone's telling us it's over here. I'm losing it a little bit now. We're going to reel it back in. Touchdown, Chargers. This play speaks a lot about the defense. So while that wasn't the 3-4 defense heavy package that I was talking about in the opening, I kind of wanted to go in chronological order. I do have one more play from that game, specifically as an overall defensive look. And that was the final play where they give up that 29-yard touchdown score, which actually gave them a chance to stay in the game. Wasn't the worst thing. What's more likely? You throw a 50-yard Hail Mary, or they make what was that, at the 29? So we're looking at a 46-yard field goal. I think that field goal is more likely to hit. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to just give it up to that and see if he makes it or not, or try and get the ball back and throw a Hail Mary? Yeah, the defense should have held there. Obviously, that's the right answer, but it's not the worst scenario in the world. Let's look at that play, though. They are in a 3-4 defense, and story of the season on this one. So as I said, Bengals in their 3-4 defense, or 3 defensive tackles there. Hendrickson and Hubbard standing up. And we're going to walk our safeties down. I think that is Geno Stone. This is Von Bell in this. I mean, the Chargers, we know they're running the ball right. They're trying to get a few more yards here to kick this field goal. Everyone's in there. They got a fullback. That's that pesky 44 that blocked Sam Hubbard on the previous play. And let's see what happens on this one. If you haven't watched it since it happened, we're going to bring in motion. We're going to go heavy on the left side here with some blockers. We're just running power that way. And we got blockers in the second level. Bengals haven't had this all year. We got missed tackles, missed tackles, missed tackles. You'll see even more on the end zone angle. How bad were those missed tackles? How bad was the fitment for this defense? First, I don't know if I'll get back to it, so I don't want to forget. The way this guy climbs up, and I think he blocks Geno Stone. Man, we need to get tight ends that can block again. Losing Eric All was such a big loss for the Bengals offense. And none of the other tight ends can really block. Even Drew Sample. I don't believe Drew Sample can block. He just is not athletic enough anymore. Not that he ever was, but Germaine Pratt had a good game in a lot of ways. I know some people were frustrated with him, but his mentals, I'm really happy with. He sees plays before anyone else. He's reacting before anyone else. He's calling them out before the snap. You can see it on tape. And here he is. He is hitting this hole and moving at a speed that no one else is moving at yet. These are good things. The negatives, the man is stiff. Those hips do not work anymore. He also has lost all of his grip strength that he used to have. This guy used to have crazy grip strength where he could tackle anyone he got his hands on. I think stiffness makes that harder because you can't quite break down and get into the area you need to make these tackles. You're left with arm tackles. And it happens far too often where it looks like he's just trying to rip the ball out, which he is. It appears to be. But also because he's turned into a poor tackler that way. His grip strength is gone, and he can't get to the tackles he used to, even though right here, like you see him, he goes outside and he dips back in. He's dipping under here. We've got Logan Wilson filling in over here. We got another safety coming in over here. We got Von Bell coming in on that side. Keep your eyes on Germaine Pratt right there, though. As he gets under this block, what I say about grip strength, right? Grabbing onto that guy. He used to be able to get closer, number one. Number two, because he would break down and have better lateral explosion. That means left and right. And then the grip strength. You get the hand on him. I need you to slow him down just a little bit. I also can't have Logan Wilson going outside and Von Bell going outside. We can't dip inside here with Pratt, if both these guys are going to go outside, someone's got to stay free and be able to mirror and stay with the running back at least. We all just can't play gap, gap, gap because one of these guys are out of it. Whether that's Logan Wilson that should be here or Von Bell should be there, someone is out of position there. And I'm thinking it's Logan Wilson, but also a little bit of Von Bell coming down maybe a little bit too aggressively into this hole. So now we're left with Geno Stone. Now has to get off 81 and get over and make a tackle quickly. You've already given up too many yards at this point. Too easy. Too easy. Man, can you go back and see this? Watch this pulling block by 79 for the Chargers. He's coming from, where's he coming from? Right guard. Is this Zion? Watch him. Come across, contact with Logan Wilson. Now he's getting Von Bell. How are we getting blocked by one guy? How are two of the mentally smartest guys on the defense taking the same gap and then getting blocked by the same guy? Insane. So we've got an missed arm tackle by Germaine Pratt. Just gets a hand on him. Now we got Geno Stone up. Just gets a hand on him. Can't bring him down. Now Cam Taylor-Britt, which at this point just let him score, right? Still, he breaks down. Super stiff. Cam Taylor-Britt physically, what's wrong with him? Because he's fast. Also, stiff. Why do we got so many stiff players on the defense? Stiff, 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 stiff. We can't have that many stiff guys. Defense doesn't work that way. We got faster. They've been drafting faster players. Now it's time to get some guys that have some agility to them. That'd be an off-season project, huh? Let's look at 3 cones. So some frustrating big moments there. And we want to get to some of these young guys here. We could watch DJ Turner. We could watch Cam Taylor-Britt. Jordan Battle if he gets consistent snaps. Miles Murphy, Joseph Osai. But instead, the Bengals drafted 2 defensive tackles, and we have to figure out what these guys are. How good can they be? That depends, and how good do you think they can be is depending on how they play their pre-draft profiles. But also, it's going to have an impact on what you want to do in free agency and in the draft this next year. Because I tell you what, I see some mock drafts already entering my feed. I don't want it yet, but it's entering it. Mason Graham. Woo. So let's check in on McKinnley Jackson and Kris Jenkins from this Chargers game. Okay, early in the game, we're out there 3-4 defense again. Sam Hubbard is way out in no man's land. He's just outside linebacker. That was the thing they kept doing too. Going to 3-4 defense and then asking those guys to drop into coverage, which to me is crazy to have Joseph Osai, Sam Hubbard, who's right here going to drop in. We're not trying to focus on Sam Hubbard. I'm done with Sam Hubbard. We're focusing on McKinnley Jackson right at the nose and Kris Jenkins at defensive tackle. He's going to be at the 3-tech spot outside of the guard. And we're going to get penetration right away. Look at Kris Jenkins knifing inside while we're filling the other side with Germaine Pratt. These guys both playing very hard at the snap, making some movement. We're going to get another arm hand tackle. There's got to be a way. That's a harm tackle is what I almost said. Maybe that's a good way to describe these because they're not getting these guys down a lot this year on that. We got an ear hole tackle, and Germaine Pratt cleans it up. McKinnley Jackson was also involved, but we shouldn't completely disregard what he was doing because McKinnley Jackson right here is going to take on the nose, or he's at the nose. He's going to take on the double team from the center and guard. And he does a good job holding up. Look at that. Look at him getting low, dropping in there. I've got the other angle on my other set of film. You only get this one angle on this one, on the pro subscription. But yeah, he gets down. He really uses leverage very, very well there. Back in the 3-4 defense. Chargers on the move from the 45-yard line. And I think I remember this play now. Yep, it's play action. We're going to cover again. Sam Hubbard. Look at Sam Hubbard running and going to go cover. We got to cover this fullback. We got to cover all these fullbacks. Very important. We're on it down here though. As long as Jordan Battle doesn't completely vacate this and we get to cross the face. So let's see what happens. Check down. All right, so let's watch the defensive tackles. Let's see if they did anything here. We need to know if they can be pass rushers. Both guys had decent run defense profiles coming out. Neither had a great pass rush profile. We got to see if they can be that. Can they win one-on-one situations? Can they use their moves? Can they get outside here? Especially like Jenkins, when you get this chance to go on the outside. McKinnley Jackson's going to try and go this way. He's got a lot of traffic on that end, though. Let's see. Now Jackson's got to work his way back inside, gets picked up by the double team. McKinnley Jackson's fighting, can't get in there. There isn't always something to say. If you wonder why I'm silent. Let's try and point out the positives. We get a little pressure here from McKinnley Jackson. And again, let's go with the theme. If you're wondering what I was talking about earlier when I said the first half plan sucked. Who's covering this guy down here? Oh, it's Sam Hubbard. Who's in coverage over here? Oh, it's Trey Hendrickson. What are we doing? This play is covered. A little bit of separation, Lad McConkey, and I believe that is DJ Turner, who was having a fantastic game. And I was at halftime, I'm like, I'm going to do a DJ Turner video. It is time. He has taken a step. Can Geno Stone get down here in time? No, because we broke the pocket and we're wide open because both of our DNs are in coverage. Watch it from the end zone angle. You'll see, we're only asking these three guys to get in. The three interior guys. Can anyone get in? I think McKinnley Jackson had a nice initial rip here. Can you break these two? We got a nice arm over. Arm over is a swim move here. Look at that arm over. Oh, yeah. Get him lean forward and then hit him with a finesse. Can Kris Jenkins get this arm off of him on this side? Because Hubbard is in coverage over there, the right tackle can go pick up BJ Hill. This guy recovers on McKinnley Jackson. Why you got to win cleanly? And Hubbard's got all day long. This shot is going to kill me. This one right here. Yeah, this is helpful. A wall of Bengals defenders standing in front of Justin Herbert. They just throw it over you. Just buy him more time. Rush 3 defensive tackles that aren't great pass rushers. BJ Hill is a fine pass rusher, but the other two. Back in the 3-4 defense. And we got the touchdown here. If you're wondering what happened on this touchdown, I can go back another click here and give you an idea. It's a cover 3 again, just like we saw in the Quentin Johnston touchdown. So these three guys are got the 3 layers of the deep portion of the field. Look at the depth that DJ Turner is versus Cam Taylor-Britt. I mean, Germaine Pratt is deeper than Cam is. And yeah, Cam has to worry about this guy. But at this point, you can see Herbert's in the throwing posture and Will Dissly's going up the seam. You're going to get Geno Stone to flip his hips. I need Cam Taylor-Britt to be back here, like equivalent to DJ Turner, right? At least get me back here, and then you can squeeze this throw. Instead, he can't get over there in time. He was actually still gaining depth. I don't know if you saw that so let me go back one more click. Come on, work with me. There we go. Herbert's about to throw, right? Your next steps need to be this way. Watch how far he ends up this way before he. See, too long. What do you? That's way. You need to see the ball in the air. Not only was he throwing them, the ball's 20 yards down the field already before you start actually cutting in. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's just. We need Cam Taylor-Britt to be good. Need him to be good. All right, eyes on the defensive tackles. That's what we're here for. McKinnley Jackson at the nose again. That's where he's mostly been playing. Kris Jenkins has done it a little bit. And then Kris Jenkins is the guy to our right, in between the right guard and right tackle. And we got a stunt, and nothing's happening. No one's getting home. We're not doing anything. We're just trying to, a lot of times I will say, the Bengals are just trying to create a wall and contain while letting Trey Hendrickson, do his thing. You can do that and give up a lot of big plays if Hendrickson doesn't win, or if they triple him like we saw earlier, which I think we'll get that play again, and I'm going to skip past it when we do get it. Second quarter now. Now again, what do we have? 3 down linemen. Myles Murphy and Joseph Osai are the edge guys. And Osai is going to drop into coverage because that's what we were doing in the first half. Play action. Look at Osai out here. He's out here in coverage, trying to get a jam on this guy. Misses it. Oh, but he flips his hips. Keep your eyes on Osai for a second if you can. I know we're supposed to be watching these other guys, but he flipped his hips, missed the jam here, but now he's going to drop and try and get depth. As Turner is going out here and taking the deep portion there, we're going to end up with a situation where we're coming back. So the open area is going to be here. The Chargers are trying to attack it, and Osai's going to try and get in that window. Oh, hey, I actually did. He played linebacker at first at Texas before becoming a full-time edge guy. So that's not too bad. I like to see Akeem Davis-Gaither, who rushed the passer a ton at Appalachian State, get this role as well. Maybe Akeem Davis-Gaither on one end, Miles Murphy or Osai, and go with that rather than Hubbard and Hendrickson. But eyes back on Jackson and Jenkins. We're getting doubled. If you're not going to rush this edge guy, you're just going to get them doubled, and you might as well just not even have them on the field, right? Like, what are we doing? They're rookies that aren't great pass rushers. Now Jackson's got 3 guys on him. We're only rushing 3. Hubbard's Murphy's in coverage 2 on the other side. It's just too easy. What did we think was going to happen here? Not only has your coverage been breaking down on the back half, you really can't trust them. You're not trying to apply any type of pressure up front. We're back in the 3-4 defense. Miles Murphy, Joseph Osai at the edge, and we're going to take advantage of it again. Chargers, every time they see it, what are they doing so far? Play action, pass. Okay. We're dropping Osai into coverage again. He almost gets in this. Could he have gotten better depth, or could he have gotten, instead of going directly back this way, could he have been more hook curl depth and get there? Probably. But we're asking a DN to do that. I mean, it's not ideal. So Chargers see it again. They see you're in your 3-4. They see you don't have many pass rushers in front. Let's watch Jenkins and Jackson. Jackson at the nose, Jenkins to our right. Miles Murphy's out there too, which can be used for an evaluation purposes here. And let's see, can you get around? Can you break that? No. How about our D tackles? Anything? Anything. Push. Anyone get in the way? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to laugh so you don't cry. And I think this is the third quarter now, because we're going to see less 3-4 defense out there. And we got McKinnley Jackson at D tackle or nose tackle. Not exactly 0, but it looks like 2 tech. I want you to watch how fast Germaine Pratt sees this play. When I talked about Pratt earlier, watch Pratt again from this end zone angle. Pratt here. His posture already is forward leaning, right? Different than this. I mean, you can see the knee bend. He's ready to go forward. But watch. He automatically, he's already seeing this guy, right? He's already seeing Herbert come up and make a play or switch the play or make a call at the line. Which way is Pratt going? Pratt was going to the right before Herbert's even called the motion. Watch Pratt, watch Pratt, watch Pratt. All the way across, and in the hole. It's a good play by him. Of course, he's trying to strip the balls. We're down 21, but the mentals for him have been so good. That's why he's not coming off the field more often. I made the case that Akeem Davis-Gaither should probably play more and maybe in coverage more than Pratt. But Pratt is seeing it very quickly lately. Oh, we're running. We play man coverage. If you play man coverage, I need the D-line to win. Because against a quarterback like this, he will run. McKinnley Jackson here. He's actually playing 3 tech here. So if you're wondering about the techniques, this is 1. Or this, I'm sorry, let me go back over. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. I should have did the numbers the whole time. So on this side, then, if this is 1 between them, 2 would be inside this, 3 would be outside that way. McKinnley Jackson is playing 3 tech. And he is more at the 2. You could say maybe he's on the 1, maybe depending on where he goes. Anyways, let's keep it moving. Let's watch McKinnley Jackson here. Gonna go outside. This is your chance to get a pass rush. If you get a 3 tech opportunity, that's your pass rush opportunity. Instead, what the Bengals do is Sam Hubbard is supposed to loop around. He gets caught up in traffic, and we're going to blitz Mike Hilton along this side. So I really need these guys to collapse and win. And we need less congestion and confusion between these guys so that we can keep Herbert in the pocket while the blitz gets home and these other guys get their chance to win. Your winners are on the right side here. Your blitz is on that side. I can't have these guys fail in the middle. And they do. McKinnley Jackson had a chance for a bull rush. Got nothing on the guy. No movement. Same formation. Jackson in the same spot. Let's see if he can make a move. He got a little, I don't think we'll see this from the end zone angle, so I wanted to pause it here. Jackson right here. Bad posture. I don't know what's going on. He's like leaning in with his head, but watch the effect he actually has on this guard as he slides into the turf. Like that's when you do the arm over. That's when you bull rush to a swim move. I'm going to get a check down from Herbert. Let's watch Jackson again. McKinnley Jackson. Jenkins Jackson. This time it's Jackson. Let's see this bull rush. All right, now you do something. And just no one else, right? There's no one else to get a pass rush. What do we got? Arm tackles, right? What did we do earlier? Stiff. So stiff. Come on. Watch it the whole way through. Watch Pratt. Watch Pratt break down. Oh, my gosh. And then we're just missing arm tackles. There is functional athleticism to close the gap, have that closing burst to make a tackle within your tackle radius, right? It's what can I athletically get to and what can I functionally get to as well in terms of being a tackler. Sam Hubbard. Look at him up here. Look at Sam Hubbard up here. Come on. You're getting bullied by a backup jumbo offensive lineman. Gosh. All right, we got Jenkins first is on this side. Jackson is on this side. Heavy goal line package. Basically got two nose tackles on the inside. And man, right off the rip, I feel like Kris Jenkins has a chance here. Can he win completely? Can he get to the quarterback? Oh, he gets picked up. Hey, Myles Murphy, you want to rush? He was checking to see if the throw was going to go here, and I think it was. So he did a good job. And then now it's time. Can we get guys in there? Nope. So good play. Good job defensive line, especially Jenkins there. And I think Murphy got in that passing window to make it a little bit more difficult on Herbert. Goal line again. All the defensive tackles are playing. And he gets stopped. I believe that was third down stop. And the Chargers are going to go for it on fourth. Let's see here first. Jenkins here, Jackson here. Let's watch Jackson. I believe he's the one who gets a little bit of a opportunity. So I don't like his hands being up at the neck. You got to be careful hand usage wise, but you can see he is affecting this blocker, and that's a positive. I want to go back a little bit because I want you to watch Jenkins. Jenkins on the right side here. It's going to get the double team. I think on that play too, Pratt was firing quickly on that play as well. Really, you can see him lean in. He's listening. He's going to undercut it from the backside. This is the next play. So now that was third down. So that was first, second. That was third down. As Chargers can't bully them in. Let's watch McKinnley Jackson here, see if he can do anything. Take on the double team. BJ Hill knifing through on the left side. Akeem Davis-Gay, they're getting in and making a nice form tackle. And Germaine Pratt undercutting it from the backside. Now, fourth down, they're going for it. And they're going to grind it again. And this time, they're going to send two guys through that gap. And J.K. Dobbins is going to jump over the top. Just going to hold up for the fourth play here. McKinnley Jackson being the main culprit on this one. Goes with the arm over, right? The last few times he's gone power. He's trying to beat him with a little bit of finesse here. I get it, trying to switch it up. But, man, you leave that chest exposed and you're creating a huge gap if they're running this way. Now, if they're running off tackle or going the other way or even coming this way, go ahead, finesse it. But if they're coming at you, boy, you better win. And you better win cleanly because you open a big gap there. Draw play. Nothing to really see here. They For McKinnley Jackson, you'll feel the rush or feel that they're not blocking you directly. Watch him and see how quickly he reacts to look for the run rather than just assume, okay, yep, squeeze it, let Hendrickson make the tackle. We'll take that all day long. Garbage men are here, if you can hear them. Jenkins and Jackson out there again. McKinnley Jackson's going to be the one to get the chance for a pass rush. Let's watch it. We don't get too many opportunities for him, so it's nice to see and try to evaluate. 93 right here to our left. He's in the A gap slightly. Just late off the snap. That's been a thing with him. He's been late off the snap. He misses with that double hand swipe. Now he tries to convert it to power and just can't get the hands off of him. Our D linemen are missing with their hands. All our developmental guys, Osai, Murphy, Jenkins, and Jackson, all need hand work usage to upgrade. They need to get better at their hand usage. Like they miss far too often. This is a great play by Germaine Pratt. You see the defense is trying to get fired up. They're trying to stay in it. They're trying to get this team back into it. Watch Pratt again here. Shifts over with the motion. Leaning forward. They're going to try and cut block them. This is a nice West Coast design. Cut block here, and then we're going to leak out the running back. You could do the fullback sometimes with that one for teams that use fullbacks. But he keeps himself clean off that cut block, gets out in space, makes a nice tackle. Minimal gain. Good job, Germaine Pratt. We've got quite a few plays from this game. I thought Pratt was very good. Played very well. All right, just McKinnley Jackson out there. And getting double, just pushing. Not much going on. This is a really nice play by DJ Turner. Since we didn't get too many opportunities to see Turner before he got hurt, he was having a great game. Watch how quickly he transitions his hips down here. Bang, flip, cut back. Oh, that's such a good play. And then knocking it out. He had a couple A-plus plays in coverage. It stinks. Stinks that he's out for the year. Broken clavicle. There's just nothing going on inside a defensive tackle at all. You don't have anyone with upfield burst. Remember Geno Atkins used to make a tackle for a loss every single game, at least one. And he would disrupt probably another 4 or 5 plays. We don't get that at all, ever anymore at defensive tackle. Defense is coming alive just a little bit. Kinley Jackson's out there. I thought Hendrickson went off sides here. He was just timed it really, really well. We're going to play action. Everyone's defending the run. And we got Logan Wilson, Jay Tufele getting their hands up, tipping the ball. I think Battle thought he was going to intercept that. It looked like it was going to be on target until it was tipped. Fourth quarter now. McKinnley Jackson, if you've asked, some people have asked me this on Twitter. So the ball's spotted here, right? Let me try and get a better line than that. Yeah, I got something that can give us a straight line. The ball is spotted here. Why is Jackson so far off, right? He is the only guy with a full yard in between here. Sometimes that's to give you extra space. Sometimes you need to react a little bit and go 2 ways and have your vision a little bit clearer. He's not trying to penetrate and get through the gap as fast as possible. He's probably trying to 2 gap, take these guys on and watch both sides. So giving yourself a little bit of space, especially as a rookie, is not the worst. And sometimes even as a pass rusher, if you're an Aaron Donald type athlete, I need space between us so I can be an athlete and beat you with that. And we got a nice incomplete pass down the sideline. Defense is fired up. They get multiple stops in a row here to get the Bengals back in this game. Much like the Ravens game, you give me the first half of the Ravens game for the defense, Bengals win that game, clearly. You give me the second half of this Chargers game, Bengals defense wins this game. Can we put it together for a full game against a good team? Heck, it sounds like the 2021 defense used to do that too. Remember what was the score for the halftime of the Chiefs games? They were terrible. And they'd throw it out and they'd come up with a new scheme for the second half. They've done that this year. Sometimes it's worked against them. Like the Ravens game last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess. And now it's Trey Hendrickson with the pass broken up here. Like, I was just not impressed with the Chargers routes downfield. They were basically saying, Ladd McConkey save us on third downs. Ladd McConkey win a one-on-one route against Mike Hilton, which worked. The final play they had, that final throw down the left side was really nice, though. And a nice, see, we almost got pressure again here. McKinnley Jackson, here he is right here. Watch the power. Watch the guy slipping. Finish it. The flashes from McKinnley Jackson have been pretty hopeful. I would say from Jenkins and Jackson, they've been hopeful. It at least shows they're not complete busts. Like Zach Carter never had these flashes. Gang tackling, but we need to bring him down first. Story of the game, story of the season, arm tackles, hand tackles, harm tackles. This time, Trey Hendrickson. Come on, bring him down. Why are we falling so much more? Make the tackle. I want to get eyes on our rookies here. It's just Jenkins. Or Jackson, I'm sorry. And this is what I mean by two-gapping. It's going to bang, hit him, right? Now, do you want me to go in here? Do you want me to go in here? Hold him up and try and make a play. Either side. You can't. You're still getting fought down the field. That's a win for the Chargers left guard, 77. This is Jenkins. I keep saying that. This is McKinnley Jackson's best rep. And they kind of don't block him here. So watch what's going to happen. He's right here. I want to make sure I highlight him so we don't forget him. We don't lose him. In case you can't see my mouse, because I know some of you are watching on like your phones on a small screen. All right. So they're going to try and trap block him. They're not going to block him because this guy's going to come over and clear him out. This guard or tackle, whoever they decide to trap block with, is going to clear him out. He's going to clear him out. Doesn't seem like functionally it should work. Jenkins breaks down, gets Dobbins to flip his hips and stop. And then here comes the cavalry. Here comes, okay, tight end, what are you doing with my man? Here comes Mike Hilton. 3-4 defense is back as the Chargers go out with one wide receiver. And this is the big play. We saw this play. We don't need to see it again. I'm shutting it off. That was the last snap from McKinnley Jackson. Did we focus on McKinnley Jackson last time? I don't think we did. So let's see what McKinnley Jackson did here. And then this is Kris Jenkins here. Let me go back just a little bit. I don't got a good angle. I want the other side. He took a nice shot to the face. Huh? Both guys diving inside. This is what I remembered. So McKinnley Jackson is right here behind the sky cam. I need that tackle radius, right? We need to be able to absorb that running back when he goes to the gap right next to us. All right, that's review for those guys. And we went a little long here for the bye week. Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, because there's a lot to talk about. We could go even longer. If you're missing more content, if you have questions, leave them down here. I do read them. But also, follow us on Twitter, at Joe Goodberry, at First Star Log, First Star Logistics. At Joe Goodberry, we're talking constantly. Consider subscribing on Twitter if you want to. If you're still on the app, if you're using it, which, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But if you are, come on over. Subscribe. Post a lot more stuff on there. A lot more discussion. So until next time. No game this week, but it's still, as always, Houday.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realized self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.